Hey there again. I'm glad you're back with me to code this responsive nav component using Tailwind CSS. In the previous video, we've managed to get Tailwind CSS set up, so if you have missed that video then be sure to check that out. With that said, so what we want to do first is create this component inside of our components folder, because we'll be using this component across the different pages of our site. I hate having to write up the same exact code for declaring a component function, so I use this pretty sweet extension which provides various code snippets for React components which I can summon with just a few keystrokes. Ta-da! I highly recommend it because, at least for me, my brain goes blank for a second when I have to create a new component and I feel like I've forgotten React altogether. Perhaps that's just me.
Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Okay, I'm going to write up some markup for the nav component which should display a modal with 3 links, where each link redirects the user to either the home, about us, our work pages. Since we don't have routing set up and our about us and our work pages ready, I'll just use text to represent them for now. According to vite.js, you are able to set up a multi-page website without a particular package which we are going to have a look at, called React Router DOM, really soon. However, it is not ideal to go with this approach if you are looking to build an app, let's say, that needs to fetch data from an API before loading the page, which can be an issue.
Hello guys, it's Jovan, and you know what time it is? Disco time!
Nice. We've got our nav component to display our modal with a backdrop, but we need to find a way to toggle this appropriately. For that, we can use the useState hook from React to keep track of an open state which we can control whether we want to display our nav menu or not. I'm going to install a package called React Icons which we can use to import to SVG component to render a hamburger icon for us to use to toggle the nav menu. Also, there's another package I want to install which would make it easy for us to dynamically add class names called CLSX. I'll show this soon when we add the transition for the opacity of the modal.
Disco time!
That's it. We got the desired behavior we wanted for the modal, but we still have one thing left to do, which is to make it responsive. There are 2 ways to deal with this depending on what outcome you are trying to achieve, but in this scenario I'm going to use a custom hook that I've coded earlier which basically takes in a given object of breakpoints and a breakpoint value, and returns a boolean value if your window matches your provided breakpoint value. If we use our hook to only match if the window exceeds a small phone screen size, then we render a header component instead of a modal. Now if we adjust our screen accordingly, our nav menu transforms into a header. To wrap up this landing page, I'm going to create a simple footer component and import that to our page. I'm going to need to adjust this markup so our footer and background image are displaying correctly. There we go. Just need to add some responsiveness to this page. And we're done. A short video, I know, but stay tuned and ready for the next video where we will dive deep into using React Router to handle the routing for our pages.